Welcome to Gospel Greetings number 73. Last week we talked about truthful, loving communication from Ephesians 4:15. Therefore, speak the truth in love, so we shall fully grow up into Christ. We spoke about carefronting from Augsburger's book called Caring Enough to Confront. This week we'll be discussing integrity from 1 Samuel 12, 1-4, which says, Samuel said to all Israel, I have set a king over you. I am old and gray, and I have been your leader from my youth until this day. Here I stand, testify against me in the presence of the Lord and his anointed. Whose ox have I taken? Whom have I cheated? Whom have I oppressed? If I have done any of these things, I will make it right. You have not cheated or oppressed us, they replied. You have not taken anything from anyone's hand. Now let's brush up on our Old Testament history a bit. Samuel was a man of integrity, courage, and wisdom who led Israel from the era of the judges through to the beginning of the period of the kings. Samuel anointed Saul and David as Israel's first two kings. He warned the Israelites about the dangers of choosing a human king over God's leadership. But what can we learn from the integrity of this priest and prophet from thousands of years ago? Well, Kouzes and Posner are leadership researchers who surveyed thousands of people around the world and identified those characteristics most desired in a leader in virtually every survey. Honesty or integrity was identified more frequently than any other trait, honesty and integrity. That makes sense, doesn't it? If people are going to follow someone, whether into battle or in business or ministry, they want the assurance that their leader can be trusted. They want to know that their leader will keep promises and follow through with commitments. In light of this research, the Israelites' high regard for Samuel comes as no surprise. During his farewell speech after having led Israel for decades, Samuel promised to repay anything he had unjustly taken from anyone. What a promise. Even more impressive was the people's response. Not one person rose up to make a claim against Samuel. All they heard was crickets. Samuel's honesty and personal integrity permeated every area of his life. These two characteristics directed how he regarded his possessions, his business dealings, and his treatment of those who were weaker than himself. Samuel held himself accountable to the people he led. He opened himself up to the scrutiny of everyone with whom he had ever had dealings. As a result of this practice, Samuel's leadership has become legendary, as this story has been told and retold throughout the centuries. God calls us, through Samuel's example, to this same standard of integrity. Whatever your leadership responsibilities, whether you're in charge of a multi-million-dollar business or a 2-year-old child, God calls you to manage your affairs with honesty. Let your personal commitment to integrity show in what you do during the day, every day. Now, Kouzes and Posner also stated that while a consistent message is good, people really observe our behavior. Consistency between word and deed is how our people will judge if we have integrity. So, like David asks in Psalms, he says, may integrity and uprightness protect me, because my hope, Lord, is in you, from Psalm 25. Let the hope of the Lord's provision for you be the basis to ask for integrity as protection for your reputation. As you do so, you'll become a leader whom others will eagerly follow. Bless you, my brothers.